It's been a big week for electric vehicle companies, but not just Tesla. I thought we'd have a look at Lucid Group because we've seen a big move this week. The stock has gone from, on the 27th of October, trading around $27 to touch almost 40 the next day. So what next? Let's take a look at it in a bit more detail. I thought it'd be interesting to look at a non-Tesla EV company. And Lucid, I think, is the obvious one, Lucid Group, given the moves that have happened in the stock this week and that we're getting, or vehicles are actually starting to be delivered. So as usual in this video, I'll talk a bit about what's been going on with the stock, the latest news, then we'll come back onto the platform and look at the charts in a bit more detail. Hello, I'm David Jones from Capital.com, and I thought we'd do just a quick look at an electric vehicle stock that's been moving this week, and it's not Tesla, it's Lucid. Big move over the last 24 hours or so. We haven't looked at them before on the channel, so I thought let's kick things off and start looking at Lucid in a bit more detail. So as usual in this video, I'll talk a bit more about the background to the company. It hasn't been available as a publicly quoted stock for too long, but then we'll jump onto the charts and take a look at things in a bit more detail. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, if you could click on subscribe, it does help support the channel and it means we can continue to push out lots of hopefully interesting content throughout the week on the various different stocks that we look at. Right, let's get into it and take a look at Lucid in a bit more detail. So it's a US electric vehicle company. It was founded back in 2007 and it's got quite a bit of attention, perhaps because of the CEO. EV companies tend to have quite high profile CEOs. The chief exec of Lucid is Peter Rawlinson. He's the former vice president of engineering at Tesla. So clearly is somebody who knows the EV business. But they're not a company where their products are vaporware. The launch edition of their car is available now. So those who've ordered it, who've pre-ordered it in the past, I think there are rumored to be collections going on this week for the launch edition of their first electric vehicle. In February of this year, Churchill Capital, a special purpose acquisition company, a SPAC, we've heard a lot about these this year, announced a deal to take the company public, and that finally happened in July. So the stock soared this week. I think it's a combination of things. It's the fact that the first vehicles are getting collected, but also the chief exec, Peter Rawlinson, said that one of his dreams in the future, it doesn't mean it will happen, but he wanted to be selling the Lucid Air Pure model for as low as $70,000 at some point in the next couple of years, which is going to make it a contender for the more mass market EVs. At the moment, the Lucid products are seen as quite premium, prestige, higher end cars. Where it's also interesting, it has, the Lucid Dream Edition has I think one of the highest ranges of electric vehicles with a claimed 570 mile range on a full charge. And clearly range anxiety is a big deal when it comes to electric vehicles. The chief exec again has said that he thinks the battleground for market share is going to be fought on battery efficiency. And clearly with that sort of range, it does make it an interesting prospect. So we've seen the stock jump a lot. We'll jump on the charts in a second. Let's just talk about some of the levels to watch. So far this week, we've seen it trade up to almost $40, a pretty sharp move. So again, I think that $40 level could be something of a line in the sand for the stock. If it breaks through there, perhaps we'll see further gains. On the downside, the low really before the spurt, it was a long way away, but it was down around $22. As I say, we don't have that much data because it's only been a newly sort of public company. But what we do have, let's take a look. Let's have a look at the charts, take a look at things in a bit more detail. So we don't have that much data on Lucid, just going back to July of 2021. So let's flip things over to an hourly chart. So this is what we have for Lucid going back over, about 3 months or so now. And you can see the size of the move that we had just over the last 24 hours or so. A really big move in the stock, trading up near $40 in reaction, I think, to this news about deliveries and some of the words from the CEO. I think when we have a stock like this that we don't have too much data, it's perhaps a bit dangerous to draw too much from a charting point of view. I think it's interesting that the old highs came in around $28. Clearly it burst through that earlier this week. But this, for me, would be one of the levels to watch if we do see the stock come under pressure. Now, quite often you'll see a level that was a problem in the past, the old resistance, ends up being something of support if the stock sells off. So that's one of the things I think I'm going to be watching in the days ahead when it comes to Lucid, to see if it does sell off and do we see perhaps an appetite to be a buyer again at $28 to $30. But what if it doesn't sell off? What if it just carries on pushing higher from here? For me, the other level to watch is clearly $40. If we break through 40, we've got another breakout again. Last time it broke through the major level, it moved nearly $12. I suppose if we saw it through 40 and we saw some real momentum, we could see the stock at 50. But with these sort of volatile stocks, I think it's always a little bit difficult for me. I like to see things perhaps calm down slightly and have a bit more data to go on. So we won't spend too much time on this chart. But for me, it's probably more interesting if it does start to sell off from here. How does it perform around $28 to $30? That's it for the update in Lucid. We'll see how things fare after lots of excitement in the EV space this week. We'll come back to it. We'll do updates as the months go on. But we'll leave things there for now. So from me, David Jones and Capital.com, good luck with your investing. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.